All right. All right. Maybe we're live. We're going to try this again. We had a remake. GG. WPGG's all around. If you made it back to the stream, good job. I had a great intro, or at least I thought it did. Let's listen to it really quickly together. Maybe it was terrible.
It's making me very
Let's go. Let's go. After the State of the Union address yesterday, markets are in a good mood. Perhaps it's the State of the Union. Perhaps it is Jane Street. I just looked into this. Apparently some shady trading practices. Maybe they got even kicked out of the India Nifty 50, something like that. However, clearly Bitcoin enjoying whatever it is that's going. What we've been predicting. The move we've been waiting for. The move
It's
we
lagging
said
even in the replay.
I think is going to happen. It was largely on a gut feeling, but here we go. We're going to get into that in just a minute. Bitcoin performing the fake break, just as discussed. Testing support, bouncing from support, now making a convincing move here, actually. Pretty good. We're going to get back to this. Gold and silver also apparently pretty excited about whatever's going on in the world. Silver has continued its march. Let's jump over there. Continued its march back to the 92 level. This is the critical support, resistance, the critical level. Since silver's fall from 122, it has really struggled with upside momentum. We've seen some green candles, but they haven't, well, maybe until now, been really meaningful. They've been there, don't get me wrong, but they haven't made ground in a way that puts this chart back looking upward. And I argue, going to argue, that the move today may change that. Silver is approaching 92 quickly, and this is where I've been saying, just break 92 silver. As soon as you do, I'm back on the bull train. I'm looking for higher highs, retests of all-time highs, etc. This is pretty convincing price action. Wow, recharge headset as soon as I go live. Are you joking, headset? I've been wearing you all morning. We push on. My lord, literally the second we go live. Anyway, approaching $92, this is all it needs. Silver's looking so good. If it can just break its high, get out of this downtrend, and you can start making some higher lows, higher highs, and moving back up, and it's looking very good. We're going to get into all these charts, by the way, more in depth. We're just going over really briefly here the basics. Today is an interesting day. It is really getting spicy. I almost started the stream early because of it. Stream keeps lagging. There we go. We rewatched it. We rewatched the first like 3 minutes. So apparently YouTube didn't want us to stream to other platforms. I don't know. We figured it out. We all made it over here. If you managed to make it to both streams, you're goated. You're the best. Make sure to re-like this stream, reshare this stream. All the links I put out there are wrong now. Awesome. But we won't let that stop us because today is looking pretty juicy. Take a really quick look at Bitcoin, gold, and silver. All of them making meaningful moves here. We will get into in-depth, like I said, or other Tom said, on these charts. But real quick, I want to zoom in on gold here. Gold we identified as more bullish than silver over the last few weeks. It broke out first. The structure was stronger. The highs were better. And we basically said, you know, with the way they've fallen, it's hard to just try to long them right now. I think what makes sense is to wait for a break and a back test and look to enter at a previous resistance. So we put up this, as it always is, theoretical trade, looking for a long at about 5,100. And wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? I guess that right here. For some reason didn't fill, but right there, wick down to previous resistance. Gold now climbing back up, looking to retest 5,250. A break there is, I think, the signal that it's going back to all-time high or going to retest its previous all-time highs. These charts are looking really good. I do not have the explanation for gold and silver. Maybe just they were doing good. They're still doing good. Bitcoin, we're seeing this narrative circulate about Jane Street. And so you're probably asking yourself, what in the hell is Jane Street? I agree. I don't know what it is. I just started looking it up, read about it today. So Jane Street is a trading desk. I believe they operate BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, which is probably not a great thing. Pulling up their website, looks AI generated. They are solving the puzzle of global markets. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Machine learning at Jane Street. Basically, they are trading. They are like, I don't want to say like hedge fund quantitative trading firm, something that has been accused of some shady tactics. Now, there is a lawsuit that just opened. They've been accused of insider trading, and that insider trading hitting really close to home for us crypto people. Apparently, they're being accused that their moves directly or helped facilitate the collapse of Terra Luna, everyone's favorite thing. Funny, we were just talking about Terra Luna the other day on this channel for some reason. A court-appointed administrator of Do Kwon's Terraform Labs alleges that Jane Street used non-public information from Terraform to insider trade, leading to the depegging and the collapsing, the cascading problems in crypto. Now, I don't know really what kind of evidence they have. The only kind of data that I've seen here was, where are we? The only kind of data I saw was basically UST was looking to, they were looking to add another pool of liquidity into like DAI, another stable coin, and they withdrew 150 million of it to move over to this other pool. And immediately after, I guess, they allege that Jane Street market sold $85 million worth of UST, causing pretty much the whole house of cards to fall down. This is like newer today. I hate the way it says recharge headset. I might have to get a plug from over there in a minute. Which led to a roughly $40 billion implosion that erased billions in investor wealth and intensified stress across the broader crypto market. I mean, that makes sense. It would be interesting to get a little bit of conclusion to that story. We largely just kind of accepted it, and it's been so many years now. We largely just accepted it and said, like, that's what happened. I guess all the bad guys lost all their money, and then we moved on. It was the bottom of the bear market. It was over. We got distracted. It'd be good to get a little closure. To someone to pay, right? USDTD, tether dominance in the crypto space. We've been very closely watching this. Unfortunately, it was very bearishly signaling today on Bitcoin's little pop here, retracing back down. We're going to have to see where this lies. At the moment, it's still looking bullish, still at a higher low from mid-February, but coming down pretty intensely. Now, that is directly related, of course, to Bitcoin's rally, which apparently is still moving here. We're almost, no, we're at 69K. Nice. The nicest of numbers. The 2021 all-time high. Hand in hand with Bitcoin at the moment, Coin, another chart that we predicted would bounce from 147, the historical support line it's had. Still leaning bearish on Coin, not looking for all-time highs, but we were waiting and looking for this bounce play to happen. Now, I'm looking for it to move a little bit higher, maybe into the 210 range, possibly, I would say probably with a high of 230, but I am looking for a lower high, and I am looking for it to reject, to move back down towards that 150 level. The reasoning here, well, crypto's not in a great space. Coin largely tied to crypto, or completely tied to crypto. In addition, the macro of this chart, retesting $150 over and over and over again. We see it in February of 24, August of 24, March of 25, and now again here in February of 26. This support is greatly weakened and it cannot be depended on. In fact, I think that it's probably going to be a short-lived bounce, but we're still here and it's still running. Today up a solid 13%, looking for that 200-ish area. A short play could definitely be taken there, in my opinion, not financial advice, but the right trader can definitely look to capitalize off that. That is a very clean move. Very, very clean. If Bitcoin continues running, breaks higher, I don't know, maybe Coin comes along for the ride and plays out in the strangest looking chart ever. I don't know, something like this, right? I kind of doubt it. We'll take it one step at a time. But Coinbase is a chart to watch today and likely into the end of this week. Remember, the month is coming to an end for trading in just 2 days for the traditional market, and 4 days for the corn market? 3 days for the corn market, not including today. Coin. Stonks are still not moving. Dude, I don't know. I keep hearing we've had 50 all-time highs in the last year for stocks, but just like the S&P is not doing anything. I am so skeptical, like at this level for the SPX. I can't shake the feeling. We have a poll going on. What asset do you think will perform best in March? I want your honest opinions. We have gold, silver, stocks, or Bitcoin. You can only have 4 choices on a poll, so those are the ones we're with. I appreciate you voting honestly. Let me know what you think. I'm curious. At this point, it is a toss-up. Bitcoin has some skin in the game here, as typically during these, midterm years, Bitcoin has behaved pretty similarly to what we've seen right now. Meaning a weak January and February, moving into March where we see a little bit of relief, and then, unfortunately, moving into April where we see more selling. However, here we are, but that could spell out that March has some maybe unexpected upside. I think that makes sense. We've been waiting for a bounce from October the whole time. Really, the whole time we're waiting for a bounce. Even if it only brings us to, 80, 81, maybe as high as 80, 98. I think at this point, with the double momentum leg setup kind of we have here, I think 98 is it. If price can retake 98, I think that the end of this year or into the end of this year looks very different than most people expect. I don't have high confidence that 98 will be tested, but it's not impossible. Stranger things have happened, including 5 seasons of Stranger Things. But 98 is now kind of the bar. I see this as the level where if it is broken, we can have a meaningful shift of market structure and we can see price begin to trend back up. I'm not going to hold my breath for it, but I'm definitely going to be watching for this move. That'd be really cool to see in March. Coming just shy of it would probably be the most bearish thing possible, basically double topping here. I think that would lead to some very, very serious selling. But there is a path that is still alive for Bitcoin to move back up and do something unexpected this year. I don't know what the probability is. I wouldn't put it above like 20%, but it does exist. The 200-day moving average still sits above us, and guess where it is? This is just compounding what I'm talking about at 98K right there. We have not tested it. We've fallen through in October, and we never came back to test it. Every bear market has seen the 200-day back tested before falling further. This one is the only one that has not, and you'll never believe it's right at the level, right at the price where we can go there and still be incredibly bearish. That's too close for coincidence for me. The 50-day down here at 80.5, and that lines up with the CME gaps we've seen recently, the previous low, the previous support in November that was broken to be tested as resistance would just be what charts do typically. Liquidity is going to be sitting, stop losses are going to be sitting around that 81 level, and I'm going to keep my eye on it. That's for sure. I got knocked off my horse with YouTube, with the stream lagging like crazy earlier. But Bitcoin, this is performing what we were saying was going to happen. We predicted this would happen. Now, I didn't necessarily know it would play out in this order, but we did look for the fake break. So we were talking about a bear flag, very visible on Bitcoin. We have a long pull down. Our lows began to move up. Our highs began to move down, and we formed a bear flag. It was undeniable. I told you guys day in and day out throughout this, it's a bear flag, but I just don't trust bear flags or bull flags in crypto. They don't tend to really ever resolve the way that we would think they do, or I don't know what a textbook might tell us. So what I was looking for was a fake break. We talked about it theoretically in both directions. Fortunately, what happened here is the bullish outcome of the fake break. So what I mean is the bear flag that typically resolves down when we talk about them in theory did break down. However, it found support before the most recent low back here in February, and it's now managed to trade back into the flag and actually will probably refit this trend, but is likely above the flag now. This fits the fake break scenario absolutely perfectly. The bearish outcome was that this flag resolved upwards. We found resistance and traded down, and that would begin looking just like every momentum like ever. This is actually a divergence in a hopium kind of way. Pack your bulls, guys. It's a green day. We're going to talk hopium. This is a really promising thing to see for one other compelling reason. Our fractal from 2022 has nailed this entire bearish trend. Absolutely. Price action being uncannily like it was in 22. Virtually a perfect copy. However, we even talked about this on Monday. The one thing that may now be diverging for the first time since we started watching this weeks and weeks and weeks ago is the outcome of this bear flag. The perfect pattern would have resolved with the fake break to the upside. You can go back and watch this. We were drawing this out, talking about it over the last week. A fake break to the upside that then gets sold off. We have a definitive divergence from this pattern. This is definitely a break to the downside. Now looking for a move up. We may be leaving this fractal behind. It's too early, I would say, to declare it dead. But I think the kind of logic and the trades that came along with it are likely still in play. Looking to grab some kind of short potentially at 74.6. That's a very conservative upside for just any move. We are not that far from it at this point, not even 10%. Yeah, 6%. About 20% from the low earlier. Support holding here was pretty juicy. We only drew one support level above our recent low, and that was coming from the day. And you will find that that slapped. The daily closes on the 5th and 6th of February, holding us support here. Yesterday closing with a tall bottom wick. Now today's candle, the follow through move, is looking decent. It's looking absolutely decent for the first time. Everything has looked so miserable over the last few weeks that even the slightest glimmer of hope feels amazing at this point. We can see on the daily RSI a swing rejection potentially coming on here where price and RSI were oversold. RSI recovered from the oversold condition just to back test it or tap it again without going oversold and put in a higher high. This has led to some very strong reversals on honestly any time frame that you've seen this play out on. But this is the daily time frame, a very good, very large time frame to be watching for. And that swing rejection is like painting in, painting up, painting in. I'm liking it. When you look out to the week, you also see some signs of hope. Here we are with a green weekly. Keep your fingers crossed, man. These have not aged well. A green weekly here with a nice long bottom wick. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Looking good. Looking very good. The week looking to close green above 76.6. We're up about 2.5%. So we are so back. It's so on. All of the hard times are over. We're up 2%, boys. But this weekly candle looking really strong if it can close here. And you can see to the left with 4 red-bodied closes, there is inefficiency. There is some weakness above. There is a lack of sell pressure due to this inefficiency in the move. You can see this ground made up really quickly, maybe even in just a day or a few hours. But the weekly also has some extra goodies. Check this out. Market Cipher B. Shout out to Crypto Face. Market Cipher B. One of my favorite indicators forever that I've been using. Momentum here. Pinching again. Now the weekly needs to close to confirm this. It's too early to read into this dot or even the juicy green dot below it. However, this is looking really strong. VWAP has now moved back to the 0 line and money flow is already curving over. It really didn't get an oscillation to the sell side. We have seen these little gumdrop, I like to call them, moves where money flow just rounds. It crosses the 0 line and rounds, and we have seen those lead to blast-offs. So, for instance, the last time, this might not make you feel so great, but the last time I see this right here in June of 23, that weekly candle closed 15% after trading down. And that is the same little money flow setup. Now, hopefully this one works out better than that one, but we have seen this in the past. So the week is also looking good, and you can see on our side too. We talked about this a lot over the last few weeks. Is it's hard to argue that you think the bottom's in and that there's no more downside ahead. It just doesn't line up with what we've seen in the past, and it's hard to deviate from that. But that being said, we saw many things that were reflective of this market being kind of bottomed out, which was weird, right? It didn't really line up. We saw it across many different things, including, let's say, something as out there as tether dominance. Tether dominance was almost back to its all-time high already. Now, we do expect that to trade to new all-time highs over this cycle. If we're continuing this bear market and we have like almost the whole year ahead of us, we would expect that. But to move there so quickly in February, when the cycle that kind of says that we're not going to be bullish for a while would look for an October, November low, we really we really pushed in a way that I'll say is exhaustive or is more typical of, like swing lows and bear market bottoms. Like on the week, the last time we were this oversold, there's only been one time that's ever been more oversold than this. And that was technically back here in June of 22, right here. Before that and after that, there's never been a lower point. You can see we did trade lower, and I think we even talked about that earlier this week. Might have been Monday, might have been Friday. We did trade lower, 10% lower, but man, that's not that bad. That's not bad at all. Would 10% lower be here? 54. It's probably still opium. But a lot of these, what I'm saying is not that RSI is oversold and so now it has to go up. What I'm saying is there are a lot of these signals that suggested that this bear market maybe matured too quickly, or signals kind of saying like, hey, you are closer to these reversals typically than you would expect on just, I don't know, maybe with the timeline or something. You recharge your headset computer. I might have to grab this quick. Charger's right here. Hold up one sec. Here we go. You recharge your headset. Don't tell me what to do, computer. Man, okay. Weekly's looking at potentially reversal. See how this closes. February. Obviously an ugly red candle. Ugly. Just random reversal at 60K. Gotta love it. Absolutely gotta love it. So we got silver a little more in depth here. I'll pull up the chat. We got a good amount of viewers, my friends. Welcome. Good amount of viewers, not as many chatters. Why so quiet? Probably because I have not read the chat yet. It's my fault. Let's take a look at something like silver. Silver is blasting, man. Blasting. On Monday, we were looking at silver approaching $88 and people saying, should I go long? Should I go short? And I said, honestly, to me, silver is leaning more towards a short than a long until it breaks 92. And we can see that yesterday it actually, and the day before, closed at 88 directly at resistance. Did trade down, maybe enough for a scalp, but obviously not for a long, or for a silver position in short that you would hold. And now painting a beautiful 3-candle setup here. A green body, a thin red body, and then a engulfing green body again, heading to 92. It might have the stuff. This certainly was an ugly path to take. Honestly, I'd be surprised if silver doesn't reject from 92. That rejection can bring you to many places that are not so scary. I don't know. You could look for a higher low at 81. You could look for even just a higher low at 88. But I would expect some kind of profit taking, some kind of downward pressure once silver does encounter 92. And what you end up getting, the patience will probably pay here. What you end up getting would just be another higher low, a flat top retesting 92, and then the inevitable break to the upside off this pattern that we've seen so consistently. I'll pull up the chat. What's up, boys? How you feeling about silver? Team Silver reporting for duty. Well, hopefully silver has a better... Hopefully silver does better than the silver to Bitcoin's gold Litecoin. I'm just kidding. Silver's doing great. On the week, last week closed strong. Actually recovered 9.5% from the low. Actually higher than that. 17%. This week, just a green body, a very unusual candle for most markets. No bottom wick at all. At this point, no top wick. It's at the high of the week. It's just a green rectangle. You rarely ever see that. Never see that in crypto. 92. Let's see. We also should be looking a little higher. Now, $100 should always be in play. But let's take, say, silver's open here on the sell-off week. 104. 104. If we are able to break 92 in this week or next week with no retracement, 104-ish, say 100 to 104, is the upside resistance again. It's probably the last meaningful resistance you're going to encounter before the all-time high. That could end up looking something like this. That higher low, flat top, test 104. You could then, in an ideal world, pull back to 92. That would be an insane long. If silver rejects from like 104 on a rally and back tests 92, I'm going to look to take a long. Maybe just short, or maybe just closing at 104, maybe looking to close at the all-time high, or maybe even potentially holding it longer. That would be full beast mode. Absolute beast mode. The weekly has not given up. This is something that probably should be considered more when looking at the silver chart. On the week, you have a pretty gross structure here, in my opinion. This does kind of resemble like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but your oscillators are just wild. Take a look at this money flow. This is the money flow we used to see in like the peak bull runs of Bitcoin. Higher highs, just like a wave, just waves and waves of higher highs, momentum pushing higher, pulling back, bringing that energy, releasing it. Like this doesn't look like it's chilling. VWAP is almost at the zero line. Like I'm very jealous of these momentum indicators, these oscillators. They look very strong still, even though you've had a freaking 47% pullback. This reminds me of old school Bitcoin. Month is now unaffected. The month is sneeze. The month is unaffected at this point. All of that downward trading, now just a wick. Almost forgotten. Now just a wick. Looking to close potentially as a bullish hammer. You only have 2 days and 4 hours of trading for silver. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 potential monthly candles. My God, when does it end? I have no idea. Not a clue. Monthly, looking a little stranger here than the week. The week was very clean, higher highs on momentum, higher highs on everything. The monthly, if it does not see a push towards, let's say 104, you are going to look to close with your short-term momentum lower than your longer term momentum. That's basically what it's saying here, which is typically a signal of a rally losing steam. Man, if silver retakes 122, we do now have a new extension. I probably have done this already, but we'll just put it back up there. We do have new extension targets. They line up pretty in line. They just line up kind of where everything is already. This 212 to 245 zone. We called 122 on this channel a long time ago, before silver even like really broke out. We were looking for 122 as a profit-taking target, potentially being the top of the rally. Potentially. But at least a profit-taking target. The second one, if 122 is broken, and now the confidence of this bolstered even more by the pullback and the seeming energy silver is still holding. This was the next target. Now, if I was in a silver position and I'd taken no profit at all, if I had bought silver for many, many years, my whole life, and I'd taken no profit, I would look to take some profit on silver at 120. If we see 120 come back, I would look to lock in some profit. Not saying I would sell my whole bag, maybe a quarter, maybe a dime, like whatever. Doesn't matter. Just something off the table. Take a little risk off. You've won your trade. Lock in some of your reward. Leave yourself open to grab more, but lock some in. Even in that scenario where you do lock some in and price continues past 122, I would be looking for, let's call it like let's say 230 to 240. I do believe that would front run whatever kind of peak we find in the 200s. Likely will trade higher, but I believe just taking profit at these two levels, leaving some of your bag still open, maybe if silver hits 240 to, you're looking to sell or have like half of your bag. So like if I had a big bag of silver, I would probably look to sell, about like 50% between these two. That would leave me with half of my bag still intact. Probably have all of my principal out, no risk in the trade, and still half of it to just ride to whatever price you think it might go to. Absolutely. There is no necessary top or maximum or cap on what can be done here, but those are two just really solid places to look to lock something in. That's how I would do it, not financial advice. This one has aged really well. You're seeing it now and you're like, yeah, well, it's in hindsight. It's really easy to say that. We're talking about this forever. Right here. I did say 122 and it did only go to 121.64. So, I'm not perfect. Not perfect, but that is how I would approach that. The low time frames here, I think, are looking super juicy. I honestly, truly would have expected silver to retrace here from 88. It did not. I was talking silver all day, every day. I know we just keep talking silver. What's up, Capped Crypto? I was. I was bearish, and I still remain on that. And when I say bearish, less bullish than gold. I still remain hesitant on silver. As I keep saying, 92 is the important value. This looks great. I really did think this was going to happen. Actually, I really thought this was going to happen. It did not. You can even see the, I'll say, accumulation here at 88 over the course of Monday and Tuesday. And instead of rejecting price, man, moving up, maybe even potentially looking for support at 88 now, cementing that on the way up. This looks good. Like this 92 looks like it is going to be tested before the end of the month. That's only 2 days, with extremely high confidence. What happens there, we'll find out. Go for the lower high or higher low, retest 92 again, look to break out to 100. Maybe you just break, right? Maybe you break and you look for 104. I'm not sold until 92 breaks, and man, we are so close, but not yet. This looks so good. I'm jealous. I wish all my bags looked this good. I looked at the week, looked at the day. Hold strong, Bitcoin. Have I done gold chart? Gold's next, actually. I did Bitcoin and then I did silver. You're saying Bitcoin. Did Bitcoin move? I mean, it has been moving. 69.3. Still hasn't escaped anything yet. Let's have a chart up. Yeah, it's climbing. We're at 69. Nice. The nicest amount of thousands is 69. You know that. This we know. Let me see. I'll put a little peaker chart up here. Transform, flip, kick flip. There we go. I did. It is the day of technical unsmoothness. There we go. There we go. That way we don't miss it. Why is this such a weird shape? That's why. I know how to do things. So there we are. That way I always have it in the corner of my eye over here in case it breaks out. We were just finishing up silver. Repeat, I know I've said it 1,000 times, so people keep coming and going here. $92 is the boss. It is not unreasonable to expect sellers or profit takers to hit at 92. That can bring us down to a higher low. This can still stay very bullish. If you're looking for an entry, maybe 88. If you see today rally to 92 and close, maybe into Friday, we see selling to 88. That could be an entry. I think the more patient trader may be looking for like an 81 scenario, looking for the classic pattern. back to 92. If 92 breaks, I can see 104 quickly. But until 92 breaks, it is just lagging gold. Gold has been the superior choice as long as this is true. I'm going to pull up gold. Here we go. Gold. Gold and silver and gold. I haven't actually looked at the gold silver pairs and stuff as much. I should pull them up. Gold dumb. Gold good. Can we get some more votes on this poll, my friends? 600 votes. Let's get some more votes. What's going to win March? Gold, silver, stocks, or Bitcoin? You know my vote, and your vote apparently is Bitcoin too. But vote in there. If you could, please take a moment, everyone, every single person. Stop what you're doing. Take a moment. Double check. Have you liked the stream? Make sure you've liked it. Make sure you put a message in the live chat, voted in the poll. Subscribe if you're unsubscribed. We're live here all the time. We've been live on YouTube for 7 years. I'm probably just going to do this till I die at this point. Who knows? However many more years that is. Typically, we cover Bitcoin closely and crypto, but we cover any markets that are exciting. And in this case, that's going to be gold and silver. We've been covering them very heavily over the last few weeks. They are in the focus, and that will remain. That'll remain true. We'll keep following wherever the markets are, right? We don't chill things here. I've never accepted money to tell you guys to buy anything. We are largely supported by my own finances, but we're also supported by you guys using the referral links with our partners in the video description below. We have BY, and FEMEX, great exchanges to be trading for crypto. Anybody can use them and sign up. Takes a minute. If you ever have issues with those exchanges and you've used my link, I will advocate for you on your behalf if you ever have an issue with them. I've never actually had to do this. Maybe, one time, but it wasn't for FEMEX or BY. It was for a different exchange. That is a value no one else will ever offer you. No influencer, nobody. It's as good as it gets. So we're largely supported by that and my own finances and my own stuff. And I don't know, you guys, but we're just here to do charts. We're not here to take advantage of you. We're not here to make money off you. We just do charts, and we do this all the time. So lock it in. Gold versus silver chart, then we're going to look at gold. I just want to update here. So gold was gaining against silver and has, on the fall, gained against silver. That's interesting. This looked really, really strong until the 18th. The 18th, this all fell apart. We had flag after flag. I was thinking this was still going to see a little bit more revaluing. When this chart is down, silver is at overvaluation to gold. When it's up, gold is at overvaluation to silver, at least historically. And on these sell-offs, these charts actually, both the gold and silver's ratio, brought them right back to a 80-year trend line, like almost perfectly, and then bounced. It does look kind of ugly over these last 2 weeks now, but I wouldn't be surprised to at least see this trade higher again. So at least over the last week and a half, silver has outpaced gold. Gold outpaced silver for the 3 weeks before, and then obviously silver had a huge game of catch up since April of 25. Okay, let's go back to gold. Look at the macro. The macro chart of gold is still just bonkers. Still, it looks like a Bitcoin bull run top, like just straight up. Price just keeps slamming higher. No real support. I mean, if you zoom in, we built some zones of support. They're pretty flimsy, but they are there. But the parabola, or the exponential movement of this chart, just seems to continue heating up over and over and over again. It has not lost its parabola yet. Be very weary. Is that the word, weary? Be aware of anyone you see placing curved lines. Where are these scams of a curve? You'll often see people describe parabolas using these curves. Do not ever be fooled by these guys. These are BS. What this tool is, this curve, it can be used to describe parabolas, okay? Here's the thing. It is not, though, used as like a trend line. People really often try to use these and present these as like as like, I don't know, here's the parabolic move of this coin, right? Or this thing. And they'll try to play a game where they'll say, okay, well, it's still bullish. It's in this or whatever, you know, like they'll say it's above this, it's bullish, or they'll do something like this and be like, it fell out of it. Don't ever listen to this. It's all, they probably just don't understand why, but it is gibberish. It's a gibberish way to move, gibberish way to do analysis. It doesn't have any value. Basically what happens is when you use these, here's the reason really quick, is when you use these to describe things like that, here's what you do. First of all, if you just go to a logarithmic chart, everything is exponential. It's all a parabola. A straight line is a parabola on a logarithmic chart. And when you use these, what happens is you just fit these super, super tight, and you can fit them to anything to make anything look like it's, you know, doing whatever. But what will happen is people will place these. So let's say you placed it like this, and when they fall out or when they cross the line, they just move them over. That's all it is. Like you could have done this over and over and over again with this asset. I don't feel like really messing with it to make it look good right now, but you just keep placing it and then it just keeps getting broken and you keep moving it out, and you can do that forever. So just be careful of those. Didn't mean to give a 20-minute explanation on freaking curves. Gold. Here we are. Gold looking so good. I guess it's the other chart that I have marked up. There we go. Gold looking so very good. And as we said, even, unfortunately, this is on the chart up here, filled the long position right there. Filled it. 5,100. 51 hundo. Basically, this is the pattern for silver we're looking at 92. That's why I keep saying 92 is important. 92 is the high. We want to see silver continue to test 92 and then break out. Gold already did that. Gold established its flat top, its higher lows, and we've been saying the entire time gold looks like it's retesting all-time highs. Silver is lagging, but this structure is solid. We can theoretically look for a long at 5,100 after it breaks, and that is pretty much what this chart did. Did miss it by like, I don't know, some fraction of a percent, but very, very briefly on Tuesday traded down to that 5,100 level before putting in higher lows and higher highs. And I think it's reversing. I think it's moving back up there. Put that back. There we go. 5,300. Where did I get 5,300 from? Not sure where that line's from. There we go. It's from a fib extension. I'm going to just get rid of that. Wow. 3. Got rid of that. When you look at on the daily, this is so gorgeous, man. You have that flat top. You moved above. You back tested. Now you're painting sideways. Looking potentially for that breakout 3-candle setup with gold trading above 52.50. Closing above will set that up pretty juicily. Above that, really, I think it's broken past its major resistance. I think that's really what that was in the way. The next upside target, and I believe into potentially the end of this week, but certainly first week of March. 5,420, blaze it, yes. Retesting that daily open. I don't know if that's the same in the week, but the daily open and close resistance here, profit takers and people looking to get out of a position. I don't expect that, honestly, to stop price in a meaningful way. Similar to silver at 104, you may see gold float up, come back down, continue its higher low pattern, retest 5,420, blaze it before moving higher. But this is looking pretty locked in and pretty strong. On our break of the all-time high at 5,600, using our fib tool, as we always do. Looking up here at the 1618, 6,500. Our measured move at 7,100. And you know what? We might as well add the 3 here. I don't typically use the 3 extension, but we just saw that the 3 extension was basically the top of this wick. So we'll throw it up there for fun. All the way up there, huh? Maybe too much to ask. Maybe a little bit too much opium. 9,000. Really though, if gold breaks its all-time high and is going to have a year where it continues its rally from last year, 10,000 is not that crazy of a number to double. I mean, it doubled since it broke out in November of 24. I will say though, if gold does hit like 10,000, I would sell all of my gold. I would sell all of my gold. We'll see. We're getting ahead of ourselves. High above its moving averages as it has been. Same with silver. Flip this over to the week. You know, this actually reminds me of something. I don't know if you can see it that well. This wiki pattern here kind of looks like Bitcoin at 10K. And it whipped and then went on to double. Then it went on to go to 20K. Wow, yeah. That reminds me of this. It reminds me of this price action. It's like the rally, then you get this whip, right? Swing high, swing low, and then you just went on to double. That was the top. Clear liquidity. Continue. This trade, 25% top to bottom. Gold actually traded more than that top to bottom. Nope, 21, about the same. Weekly time frame, same on gold as silver, just full out beast mode. RSI is all the way up. All of the how is gold's RSI overbought? It's all of it. It's all the RSI still up here. Holy shit! The good old days, man. Blasting. Oh, gold. I feel like gold and silver stole our bull run. Monthly beautiful as well. Going on the 4th, 6th, 7th green month. Silver on its 10th green month. Flexing hard. It's hard to really do analysis on these charts. You know, when we zoom in, we can see these structures on like the day. We can do some stuff there. We've had some successful analysis. But outside of that, it's basically when you break all-time high, what are you going to do next? And that's like the only analysis we can swing at for upside targets. There's just not that much else to do. All these indicators, it's so bullish. It's freakish. To summarize, I think gold is looking to retest its all-time high this year for sure. Could happen much sooner than that. It's set up well right now. I believe if you're looking for a position, there's still a swing or a shot at having a higher low to look for a long. That could be a 5,000. Prefer it to be a 5,100, but it could be a 5,000 somewhere here. Even though we've already tested it, that move could come after testing 5,400 and looking for that higher high. Obvious profit taking at the previous all-time high, 5,600. Upside targets, 6,500, 7,100. If you've taken no profits on gold and you've been riding it for a very long time, I would say consider it. Consider the same kind of setup as I was talking about on silver. When the all-time high is retested, taking something off the table, and then looking up to these higher targets, these extensions, and doing the same. And after that, I don't know, you got your principal out, your risk is off. Really, you can just do whatever you want. You can't mess it up at that point unless you start rebuying higher. Pippin in power, Savage. What's Pippin in? Pippin. What is Pippin? Does anyone know what Pippin is? I did see that power is up today on CoinGecko. I saw it was like the biggest gainer. What the hell is Pippin though? If one person in this chat can tell me what Pippin is. Jane Street got the hammer slammed on them. Well, they're going to court. Going to court, you know, doesn't necessarily mean that. Like, I mean, I hope they do. I'm all in favor of them getting hammered, and we all get hammered then. I'm all in favor of that. But going to court doesn't mean that you have a strong case that you're going to win, unless unless there's a bunch of stuff published that I didn't see yet that implies they do. I don't know. Probably the timing of all of it is pretty sus, huh? Like directly, it's like they They meaning Do Kwon, I suppose. The foundation, the company, whatever, withdrew a huge amount to open up a new liquidity pool. And then I think it was like immediately Jane Street dumped, causing like everything to depeg and just like liquidate. That is pretty incriminating. Pretty incriminating. Maybe not the most incriminating. Scottie Pippen. What is Scottie? Is it Scottie Pippen's coin? What's up, Driftman? How you doing, Flajobs? Gandalf, little baby pump, and everybody gets excited. Well, Gandalf, yeah, dude, it's not even a baby pump. It's like a blip on the radar. But yeah, I mean, everybody get excited. Yeah, dude, look at what we've been dealing with. Like, of course we're excited. Certainly, no one should be disillusioned that, you know, everything's changed, whatever. But like, yeah, dude, look at how long has this been? For over 140 days, we have been in brutal downward price action. During that entire time, there's hardly a candle that we closed up that's like, what, 5%? 4.6? 5.8? I mean, here we are today, 7.7. Like, comparatively, this is a pretty big candle. Of course we're excited. I don't think we're excited because we think everything has changed, or, you know, it's only going to go up from now on. I'd welcome it. But we're excited because, goddamn, it's just something different. It's just different. Thank God. It has been so rough watching this chart. Just put us through a blender, man. It's been brutal. Been absolutely brutal. I'm ready to be excited. I need a little dopamine, a little excitement in my life. Do I think it'll take out 4,300 before moving to 6,000? Gold 4,300? Probably not. No, I don't. No. Captain Crypto asked, do I think 4,300? He's looking at January's low. Also, October of 25's all-time high. Do I think 4,300 will be taken out before 6,000 is touched? And honestly, no. We basically already tested 4,300. We front run it a little bit. Retesting this is actually going to be a really bad sign. If we retested 4,300, we went lower, it would start looking kind of like, this might be confusing, but it would look kind of like silver, this move, right? The fall, lower high, lower low. And while silver is recovering, we can see that the recovery here is taking a long, long time comparatively. So if 4,300 were to be tested, I think that the odds of even breaking your previous all-time high would go down meaningfully, but with very high confidence, it would be like a very long trip back up, because you would then have painted a low, you know, if it's below the all-time high, lower high into a higher low on the macro, that would look bad. So I would put my money on that bet to 6,000. Gold's looking strong. Put this long position here because it's so fancy. Oh, and this one did hit 5,100. This one like actually did fill the trade. Four, 7, 5, 6. Say, I think, okay, gotta back up, refresh the chat. What is up, my boys? Just good to see. It's just good to have a green day. Just so many red days, man. Hope you bought the dip. What's up, Jets? Steven Pond meme coin. What meme coin? Oh shit, YB Savage. I didn't look at your coins. Did anyone say what Pippen coin is? Is this by Scottie Pippen? What's up, Rich? How's it going? Doing good. Doing good, my friend. Late shorts getting smoked? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. NVIDIA earnings today. Yeah, man. Earnings just seem random. Pippin is like a scam meme AI coin. I do agree. I assume that's what it is. Oh man, Tom, what's the best entry for long in Bitcoin now? I mean, we live. The best entry that we talked about filled yesterday, and it's gone straight up since yesterday. So that's like not an easy thing to answer. Like the entry filled and then it's gone straight up. So when's the next entry? Lord knows. You can still see a pullback. You can still see something come back, right? You don't want it to though. Like if it starts, that's a problem though. It's like if it starts trading down and gives us an entry, then it's really not the move that we thought it was. This needs to not sell off. I'm going to say I don't think there really is an entry now. I think that there is short potential at 71.4. Upwards of like 74. 74.6. I think there is short potential up at 81. There's likely long potential if 81 rejects and we move back to 71.4. Probably long potential there. But long potential right now, short like entry, I think you missed it. I think you missed it yesterday. Now you got to be patient again. If you're looking to scalp, maybe you jump into it right now, right? And then you're looking to get out. I don't think that's a good trade though. I wouldn't do that. The DJI has not traded at 50K since Pan Bondi yelled about it being 50K. That's actually hilarious. Quite hilarious. Ready to short. Do it, real triple. Get it. Everyone gets bearish. You got to flip bullish and vice versa. Hopium copium. It's probably the smartest thing. You say a lot of smart things, but it's probably the smartest thing you've ever said here. It is like the most, somehow it's like the most important thing in trading. It's like you can throw all these things out the window for the most part and focus on what is everyone else doing and what, like, just like do the opposite. I don't know. It just seems like all trades resolve in favor of the minority. Oh yeah, YB Savage Pippin. Pip Chitio. Pop chip pip. Pippity chippity. Pippity chib. Turn on some like random music. This shouldn't need to charge anymore. More than 60% battery left. I wish you guys could hear what it's telling me. I've never looked at Pippin. It's almost certainly a rug pull, guys, so the chart probably just points to 0 after enough time. But let's take a look. We'll take a look for our friend, our buddy, the G, Mr. YB. Thanks for the 50 EGP. I don't know what that is, but I appreciate you. What's up, Profitable Mind? I saw you subscribed. Rocket Monkey, Mohammed S, Daniel Bootzel, Jake Launas, DK, Aquil Gaming. Everybody else out there who hasn't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. I know, all this shit's free. Isn't that crazy? It's all free. Just subscribe, like the stream, join our community. Let's see. Pippin with an IN, Pippin. Pippin. Okay, that's the full history. Doesn't have a ton of history. Let's see. January of 25. Okay, that's all of 25. Wait, what? Wait, what? From this wick low, it's up 32,000%. Yeah, but I mean, who filled here? Nobody filled here. Nobody filled there. Still up like 2,000 from here. That's, I see why people are looking at it. Something to keep in mind. This is up 32,000% since this swing low, since October's liquidation event. That means that anyone who wasn't washed out here, and don't get it wrong, most people were washed out here, but anybody who wasn't is now in crazy profits. And when they take profit, it's going to be I doubt this has the volume, the interest to sustain it. That's pretty wild. What's up, Andre Salsa, my guy? Welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Be very careful with this. It is it's at all-time high to this week, maybe even today. We can do moon math on it. Take it with a grain of salt. It may never see any of these numbers. $2. 372. I like $2. I like 2. Mid-February, retested all-time high, high or low, broke. Yesterday, all-time high. Today, sold off. Divs on your high. Kind of weaker highs here. What moving averages do you have? Flip it upside down and it does look like a short, doesn't it? It's like swing low, failed high, lower high, broke, and then the entry is like here. Jeez. Let me see, do I have any play money on the... Let me see if I have any play money on BYDFi or FEMX. Oh, wow, here. So I was like, maybe I'll look at like a little long here, right? Maybe even just to $1, because $1 is always a great target. Check this out. From price right now to this swing low in February. This is why shitcoins are so dangerous. It looks like it's just a tiny move, right? It looks like so tiny. That's actually a 40% move. So to place a stop loss below this low is basically impossible on leverage. On 2x, you'd be 80% down. It's like I'm logging into exchanges. I haven't lost money in a while. I probably should lose some more money. Wow. Trading volumes are low. They're so low. Yeah, that's the hard part. I feel like if you opened with any size right here on like any leverage, I feel like you just get liquidated. And I feel like you specifically like get liquidated and then it moves, and it does not move until you get liquidated. Okay. Street, don't know where I am. Amsterdam. Log into this one. Log into that one. Hold up, guys. Bump it up. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribes. Bitcoin's up. Gold and silver are up. Things are looking... They're looking like just a breath of air at least. I need it. I need a breath of air. I've been breathing in all these winter farts for too long. Need a breath of air. Type of stuff. Logged in fully successfully. Let's see. FEMX. Do you have this? peeping. You do. There you go. FEMX has peep on. I forgot I still have this short open from 93.3. Yeah, still, you got $1,000 of profit. Okay. Cool. Very neat. 10% move. 7% down to the low. 11% down to the previous low. You have to use 10x. I don't want to use 10x. Oop-a-doo. Tiny little position. Gonna get liquidated. Let's do it. Max interest what? Current symbol has reached maximum open interest. Only reduced orders are accepted. What? What? I've never seen that before on any exchange. I don't know. Max open interest. Maybe that's a responsible thing? I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen that. I might have to ask them about it. I assume it's a safety precaution because you can't have infinite open interest on some small cap. Just BS, right? Shiny disco balls. Hold up, boys. I'm just trying to log into shit and open a trade. My last try. Disco. This is why you want multiple exchanges. There we go. BYDeFi also has it. Oh, cool. And that's like the exact amount I wanted. Spot and perps. Here we go. Perps. Just throwing money into the burner. Thrown into the burner. Here we go. Straight to the burn. Done. I'll let you guys know how that works out. It's been a while since I took a random position. This is probably not my best one. Where is this? 69. Basically the bottom of today's candle. Oof. Good luck. Good luck to me. I will definitely need it. Dollar gives us a 5.18. At $1, I'll net 1,300. Not bad. Don't try this at home. I'm like very confident that I will lose this money. It's just so hard to have a stop here. But it's, I don't know. Like, here you go. We got the setup. Usually don't play this, but you're at the previous high. You've broken it. Definitely do not want to hold this down. I risked like 350 bucks. If it trades lower than the daily low today, I lose 350. That's it. Do not want to hold something like this down. Thanks YB for getting me distracted on some shitcoin forever. On some shitter. It's interesting. It doesn't look, you know, the rest of the market doesn't look like this. I don't think that that is a sign for like longevity, meaning like this coin's going to do great over the year. No, I think it means that like maybe it's going to have another run. Maybe it's just going to reject here and go down and bleed forever. But it's interesting, to say the least. It's interesting. ASML. Which one of you guys? I know Pooch digging the ASML. Who else has this stock? This stock is beastie. Just join the cat. What's the cat? What's up, Kevin? Joining the chat. What's going on with crypto pump today? I know, right? It's so weird. It feels weird that it pumped. What is going on now? Honestly, nothing. Bitcoin just following the chart, you know, like legitimately just following the chart. Gold and silver, gold following its chart, silver just reaching up to resistance. Like, these are just technical moves. Bitcoin breaking out of the bear flag, testing daily support, bouncing, fake break, confirming, hoping to see some more upside. I don't think it has anything to do with like anything, honestly. I think it's just following the chart. It's just doing as the chart says. Related to Jane Street being sued? I don't think. Well, so here's the thing, Rich. People love narratives. We do. We're humans. We love it. Not only do we love narratives that explain price action, because it puts it in concepts that like we can easily grasp. We love to blame someone or something. We love it when it comes to markets. It just doesn't. I'm telling you, watching this forever, every day for almost a decade. These narratives never matter. They just don't. Like this move on Bitcoin, we were talking about it long before we ever heard the word Jane Street. This exact move. Now it's playing out. I don't think it has anything to do with it. It may be that markets are often opportunistic. So when there is something like the Jane Street thing, maybe market makers push price up to kind of grab that liquidity or grab that attention. But it's hardly ever the other direction, in my opinion. And also, think about it logically. What will this Jane Street thing have like any, what will it matter? You know, I mean, it's cool to get closure on Terra Luna. You know, maybe people would get compensated. I doubt you and I would ever see a penny, but like how, you know, what would it really matter? How is it really, you know, like, are people going to buy Bitcoin because they're getting sued, right? Like, doesn't really make sense. It's something to point at, and this is a time where we need stuff to point at. I'll agree with that. They're manipulating Bitcoin at 10 a.m. And well, what does manipulating Bitcoin mean, right? They're buying and selling it. So like what they were doing, and I don't know, I'm not even gonna comment on what they're doing because I don't know what they're doing. What they were doing can just be done by other people, right? You know, other things can and probably are doing the exact same things. It doesn't like fix a problem. I highly doubt that they are responsible really for like the price of Bitcoin on any kind of grander scale. I think that this move was just overdue. It played out the way you can look back on the streams, played out the way we detailed it to play out. We'll see what happens next. I hope it helps. I hope it's something. After the announcement, the dips at 10 a.m. stopped. I think coincidence and opportunistic. I mean, what else happens at 10 a.m. markets open? Yeah, like I said, I get it. We all like narratives. We all want them. They help us understand the world. They are helpful tools. Just caution against getting really attached to them, because they usually emerge like at the exact wrong times, You know, it's like something really bad happens. You hear something really bad. Binance is gonna go liquidate, whatever. It's like typically at the bottom of the move. The narratives have virtually never put us at the right side of the trade. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Manipulate, make it go down, then pick it up, and then make it go down. I mean, that's what market makers do. That's what all market makers do. Ooh, wrong pipe. GDC is gonna sell 7,500 Bitcoin. We'll see. Them buying 7,500 Bitcoin didn't seem to do anything, so I doubt them selling it is gonna do much. That's my hopium. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash hasn't done anything. It's still where we left it. It still looks good. The Bitcoin Cash BTC rejected from resistance. But still looks good. Still in an uptrend. May actually, like right now, be back to support. Resistance. Higher low. Move to resistance. Back test previous resistance as support. May move higher. SBCH BTC. USD retested 500 again. It is looking heavy though. We've had many an attempt at longing 500. What's really funny is the short on BCH at 550 from July of 2025 technically could still be open. Technically is in profit now and was never stopped out. This doesn't look great, does it? It needs to hold this low. If BCH trades lower than like 471, like yesterday's low, I probably wouldn't want to be in any position. This RSI is very sad. It is one of the more bullish charts in crypto. I don't know what the most bullish chart is in crypto right now. Like, the macro is good. You keep testing resistance. You keep eating away at it. Keep coming up. Right? That's good. That looks like it wants to move to 1,000. But this has already been happening. This is 2024. April of 24. We're now basically in April of 26. 2 years right here. Could take 2 more years. Could take a week, right? I think when you invert this chart, it is helpful. Actually, I'm like looking here. I don't like that. It looks helpful. It's interesting because inverted, it looks a lot like crypto charts. Other crypto charts that are not inverted. You can see that flat bottom. Guess the lower high setup is a little janky. Oh, geez. Back when I was saying this is like the most bullish chart, it had a golden cross in the day. About to death cross. The gold cross, the death cross back here did nothing in November. The golden cross did nothing in December. Here we are at another death cross. Probably going to see it move back up to like 550, 560 in the shorter term. Now nothing is moving. God dang it, I got that down the wrong pipe. This is got ASML. Who owns this? This does look awesome. I wish I owned it. It's a stock of some sort. You guys keep telling me how great it is. It's so clean. I don't even know. Just send it to like 2,000. I don't even know. Just go. What are you waiting for? You shorted it, profit, get it, buddy. Did I already cover CET/USDT? No, I did not. What's up, Blessed Life? You buy and hold, pick it up on clips and dips. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Good job. that USD? I didn't know. Cetus, what the hell is this? There's so many old charts that we looked at, you know, whatever cycle we've been doing this 7 years on this channel. We like looked at them like 2019 or 2021, and like it's so funny to go back to some of them, because some of these charts, man, some of you guys were just so crazy about some of these things being the next thing, and then like all the charts look like this. And this was in the time where I was like preaching Bitcoin, being like, yeah, just have majority Bitcoin and do whatever. Then people were like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot for being in Bitcoin. You should be in altcoins. You're not going to get rich. Remember that? That is such a good I told you so. You're not going to get rich buying Bitcoin. That's what people told me in like 21, probably even before then. You got to buy the altcoins to get rich. And then what happened? Like, I don't know. You didn't necessarily get rich buying Bitcoin, but you absolutely got wrecked buying all the other shit. Is this it? Wait, this is set us. Is this it? It's up 10% today? This looks horrible. Cheers, Piro. What's up, brother? This looks terrible. This is something that you can't short it or long it, man. You're at all-time low. Like, if you short this, I feel like what the market makers and whales and like just the people who control this coin will like see that short and just move it up to your liquidation and then move it back down. I bet that's like exactly what happened here. I bet this is exactly what happened here. Someone opened a short on this and market makers were like, nope, liquidate, and now we'll go down. Like there's no liquidity. So your orders are so vulnerable to just market makers doing this to you that it's like, you could have the right call that the analysis could be there and you really all the best analysis, right? All the evidence. And it's just like, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it costs them nothing to just push it and liquidate you. And it's so untraded that your orders probably stand out like really clearly as like retail orders to push. I wouldn't touch this. It's not a double bottom. It's an all-time low in February. It broke October's low. It got nuked in October. And it's down a crazy percent even since then. It's like Hex. It went to 50 cents and now it's trading down. I don't really have much analysis for this. I wouldn't touch it. I don't think it's a good idea to touch it. It could have upside. I mean, it could bounce, but like you are just playing a very dangerous game. It's already up 10% today. Just be smart. We're all losing enough. We don't have to volunteer our money. I don't know if this is even the one you're talking about though. Or is it set? A Dex on Sui. Even worse, nobody uses Sui. Set CoinEx token. I think this is the chart though, isn't it? Dude, I've never sent a transaction on Sui. I've never heard anybody talk about it. Never heard of anyone talk about sending a transaction on Sui. Who's trading on it? I think that's the right one. That's the one, baby. Just a small spot bag? Well, brother, I got you, man. I've got plenty of small spot bag that I have held into an even smaller spot bag. I woke up to this alert. God damn it, Litecoin. All of the goodness that I've talked about over the years when it comes to the chart of Litecoin. How it's just been like a beast mode from a defensive stance, like buyers coming in stance. It hasn't been invalidated totally, but largely, dude. Litecoin traded down. I'm commiserating here with you guys. You don't think I'm just beating up on your bags. This is my bag that's beat up. I might be break even now. I don't even know like if I'm even like in profit. I mean, I think I am, but like not against Bitcoin. Anyway, largely invalidated. Really hurts this bull case. Trading down to 45. What this looks like to me now with doing no analysis in any other way other than looking is like maybe you get back up here to this trend and you just fail it. Like maybe you might not even make it that far. Maybe it's only up to like here. Like this looks so bad. It looks so bad now. I will say like at least it didn't break 40. If it breaks 40, the bull argument I've had for this chart is just like nuked. It's cooked. So there you go. I'm right there with you. It's hard times. You're not alone. I'm right there with you. Do I regret buying Litecoin? Yeah, I mean, I do. I live with it though. You know, like, and I say that I do, but at the same time, I could have put that money in virtually anything else in crypto at the time and it would have done even worse. So maybe I'm blessed. Yeah, God. Wake me up when it's over. Wake me up when it's over. MicroStrategy, Bitcoin. The dollar is doing nothing. Tether dominance, being goofy. Bitcoin dominance minus Tether, making a little bit of recovery. A little bit. What else to look at? What's up, Anna? Bio, what's bio? An art meme coin. Why is DOT even pumping? So, a lot of questions about things pumping today, guys. Welcome, by the way. Welcome in. Here's the reality. These coins have been obliterated. They have been obliterated along with their price. Their order books have been obliterated. Not even just October 10th. These coins have traded lower, right? DOT traded lower than October 10th earlier this month. Why is it going up now? And this applies to probably almost any coin. Maybe a very few exceptions. Why is it going up now? It's obliterated. There are no sellers. There's just nobody left. Like, DOT traded to an all-time low twice in the last 6 months. It did in October of last year, and it traded to an even lower all-time low in February. The order books for this coin, anybody who bought this, like, here is the only time anyone gave a shit about DOT and like wanted it and bought it and whatever, talked about it. They all are so nuked. They either took the loss, which largely I'm guessing a lot of them did. Those who didn't are down so low that they cannot take profit on a bounce. Like, it's up, I don't know, 50% off of its low. Yeah, but they're down 90 something percent, right? So there are just no actual sellers. That's what's happened. Sellers have capitulated. As price rallies up, new sellers will enter that have bought on the way up, mostly just like market makers, algorithms. But they are so smashed down that you can think of it as like the dead cat. Anything that is thrown hard enough will bounce. That's what the dead cat comes from. This is thrown down so hard that it's just bouncing. It looks like it's alive because it's moving, but it's only moving because of the inertia that it already built up. Will this ever trade higher? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll trade higher than $1.50, but it also will probably trade lower than $1.10. I don't think that any of these are good bets, honestly. I think any of these charts are good bets. look at this. It's so brutal. This is one of the most brutal charts I've ever seen. DOT actually like didn't go to 0 on Binance in October. Like 0 as in like the whole order book got cleared. And that's yeah. So there's no sellers, there's no upside order book. So very little amounts of buying can push this price up. So people or market makers or whatever are probably opening longs at some level, knowing that they can push the price, the spot price, higher using less money, meaning like they have the capital and they know the order book that they know they can open a long, then buy up spot because there's no order book, push it up, close it along, and slap it back down. That's probably what's happening to almost all of these charts. It's wild. And how high will the Bitcoin bounce go? Hopefully infinity would be great. That'd be nice. Let's pull this out. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's stopped in the last hour. Last 45 minutes have been down 71.50. Good target. Good upside target. I also think like 74 is good. We have a nice CME gap right here at 81 to 84. That would be a solid target. Like 71 to 74, and then up here, low 80s. Bitcoin can retake 98K. I said this in the beginning. I think that it can begin a bull trend. I think that is not an easy task. I don't have good confidence. I thought this was an Ethereum chart. It just clicked. Oh, because that is over here. Guys, make sure you like the stream and subscribed, please. Please, please. Help me out. Ethereum looks like it wants to retest 2150. Still looks bad. This was a part of I was saying earlier that so many things in this space just look ahead of schedule for like a 4-year cycle and a bottom at the end of this year. They just look incredibly ahead of schedule. Ethereum definitely up there and has been one of the indicators I was talking about. Ethereum all the way back down to 1,750. Now the last bear market was 900, 800, 900, right? So you still have some room there, but you have retraced almost the entire move. I don't expect this to retest bear market lows. I expect this to continue putting in higher lows like Litecoin did for years and years and years. But it doesn't have any room, so it felt like just far ahead. I don't know how to explain it. If I were looking at this chart in the past without seeing dates or whatever, I would think that we were closer to like October, November of this year than we are. We're only in February. It's crazy. Got a nice fat cloud starting to form here on the Ethereums. Bitcoin can retake 71, and Ethereum doesn't reject from 2150, 2564. Probably going to be an attractive level. Largely ignored on the way down here. And now you see this fat cloud starting to paint out, getting magnetic. Pulling price, attracting price. What a lame bull run. Hey, universe, feel free to just restart the bull run right now. Literally everybody would be wrong then. And just send it. That'd be cool. I wouldn't be mad. Like, look at FBTC. This is cancer. This was so good. In hindsight, it came within like 20% of the target, but this looks so bad. not. How long have we been live for? Under the weekly cloud. The weekly cloud did twist though, which is interesting. It's interesting. Like this whole fall from Ethereum ETF, from the merge, was under a red weekly cloud. And just now, this is like, it's kind of interesting. Just now, in February, that cloud flipped. What we need to see, I think, is a move that brings us maybe to 0.33, one of his favorite numbers, and then find support at 0.3. But I don't think it's gonna happen. Silver's gonna happen. Silver's happening right now in front of us. Living in the moment. We're living in the past. It's living in the moment. What's up, Abraham Campo? Carlos Rodriguez. What's up, brother? Ray Gangham. We've had a few subscribers. Not the craziest day. The morning was spicy though. I was like ready to stream. Now I'm running out of steam. Bitcoin is right here. Still looks good. Still in an uptrend on low time frames. $30 minutes still looks pretty good. It's a long money flow. Long red money flow. Finally maybe rolling over. Hours rolling over slowly. Maybe. Burgalicious. Yeah. You can do it, Bitcoin. You can do it. What's up, Gotland Trading? What's up, my friend? Good to have you. What do we have this week? Not a lot. Nothing today. It's weird. This month is, I guess, is a short month. It's just like hasn't had a lot of like economic events. Friday we get core, and we get PPI and core PPI, the favored inflation metrics of the Fed for month over month. Bitcoin futures expiration. March 1st, manufacturing. Unemployment claims. Friday the 6th, we get all these big numbers. Ooh, Fed monetary policy report. Okay. I'll have to cover that. Dang. Everything's slowed down. Appreciate you guys tuning in either way. Chainlink, my lord. How much do I bench press? Not that much. Not that much. I'm not a huge bencher. Bench is my least favorite Olympic lift. I can throw my body weight. Never enjoyed benching. I have my one shoulder is kind of messed up and always hurts when I bench. Never feels right. I don't know what this VVV was that you guys were having me look at. Looking for that lower, higher low still potentially. Still following it. Nothing's moved now. It was such a promising morning. And I missed it. I'll have to go earlier. I'll have to go live earlier. I've been getting up earlier, going to the gym. I didn't go to the gym today. First day all week. I haven't gone. Maybe we'll start streaming earlier. Maybe. Had a kid. Can you go to the gym? Yeah, that's fine. I don't have any kids. Take you on Jane Street. How you doing, Tom G? West Winter. You buy $10 worth of Bitcoin a week. You stop looking at the chart. You're just going to cash out when you're sick. Go ahead. Dude, bro. You're probably going to do better than almost everybody else here. Just doing that. Goated. Hope you're enjoying the bounce. What's up, David? NVIDIA up gold up. When is NVIDIA's earnings call? Isn't that like the end of the day? Dumbbell bench? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And slightly quicker. If you prefer dumbbells for bench, slightly inclined. Like not an inclined bench where it's like this, just slightly. Like, you know those adjustable seat things where you like click them up, you pull the little yellow handle, click it up just once. Slight incline with dumbbells. That's what's up. Everything to say about earnings of NVIDIA? I do not. I don't follow NVIDIA that closely. What time do they report? 4:20 Eastern. So we have like an hour and 20. You know, my observation, and I have been more of a crypto guy. This is my roots in crypto, not in TradFi. Watching the TradFi markets, and kind of from a third party objectively, these earning calls, it feels like they used to matter. They used to like be really important. Like if you had a bad earning call, your stock went down. You had a good one, it went up. And I've watched it over the years. Just like I've watched other people watching them saying, "Oh, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna go up," and like it just like hasn't behaved that way. It seems largely random. It's not what it meant to do. It seems like largely disconnected from earnings. But let's see. NVIDIA. You didn't come back to fill us at 152. Maybe you still will. This looks toppy to me. I don't like this. Yeah, though it does look just like this. Get that V-shaped recovery right on top of the V-shaped recovery. Honestly, all these big companies, with how much the current administration talks about the stock market price, all these big critical companies, I believe that before they would allow them to tank price-wise, they would inflate the dollar. Like, if NVIDIA started crashing or whatever, like they would just tank the dollar, probably back up. It is sideways at highs. I do not really love that kind of price action. It's a hella bullish chart in general. I'm going to stick with the original analysis that was on here. I think 152 is a good bet. Break higher, look for like 260. I think it's going to be bad. I've never tried to predict like this. If I'm looking at a chart and then earnings calls coming out that day, usually because I'm just not aware that they have earnings calls. Looking at this chart, I feel like it's going to close at 200 and then like post market or whatever, like 420 earning call is going to come out. And I don't know, I guess it'll be a bad one, right? And like open lower. Like open lower, trade up, come down. Like this is just me reading the tea leaves here. I have no idea if their earnings were good or not. It's hard to imagine them not being good with the infinite demand that is AI. Checking on that Pippin trade. What am I at? I'm up 27% on that Pippin trade. Let's go. Took it live. Woo. Somehow, some way. Don't do this at home. Great way to get wrecked. Dang, look at that. You guys saw me take it live. That's not too terrible. Not too bad. Caught the low. Everything's about to break out. Everything's about to go. Probably into March. I think everything's winding up for March. Wait, what? Bitcoin's chilling. All right. We went over it all. We did it all. We did everything. You're all here for it. Yesterday I published the next lesson in our free trading course on YouTube. A lot of you don't know that we have it. I know this because I can see the crossover of viewership. And the crossover of viewership is not good. It's very low. It's like 6%. If you go to just the homepage, you'll find the only trading course you'll ever need, and the only trading course you'll ever need for beginners, which we're going to work on expanding more. If you go to videos, you'll find that we have many free educational trading videos, and many of them have way more views than anything else we've ever put out on this channel. We have, at this point, multiple 500,000 view videos on YouTube, dozens of 100,000 plus views on all kinds of topics. It's all free. There's no paywall. There's no product for sale in them. It's just goodies. So check them out on your free time. Bitcoin does look like it's moving higher as soon as I, want to end the stream or something. It's going to go higher. 71.5 logical upside target. Retest the swing high here. I want to see it higher. I want to see that broken. 74. We have our CME gap, 81, and these are definitely places to look for potential trades. Looking for a head short at 79 to 84. Solid. A scalper could look lower at like 71. Silver is moving towards 92, where if it breaks, we're going to be looking at upside moves quickly. I think a short, very short-term short can be taken on silver. Probably not even worth doing, but like from 92 to 88, maybe down to 80. And a long from potentially a higher low at 80 would be great. Absolutely great. Gold, you missed the boat, I think. If you get another shot at 5,100, maybe you just retake it from there. But I think gold is going to be moving upwards in the next coming weeks towards its all-time high. That's what I'm thinking. Gold's already broken out. Stocks, who the hell knows, man? They're just doing nothing. Not doing anything. Coinbase was a highlight for sure of this stream. Looking for that 200, 210 area. There's a beautiful short to be taken there. I might take it with you. Yeah, and I don't know. We'll be live here Friday at the latest. Maybe before then if everything gets silly. Make sure you subscribe. Check out those free trading videos. They're free. They can't get a better deal than that. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you've subscribed. You've joined our fam. Sign up with our exchange partners. Femex, BUI, they're great exchanges. I will advocate for you. I will be your advocate if you ever have issues with them. You won't. Help support the stream.